Right, welcome Dalimore. There's a few questions today that I want to ask you. Um, Obviously the first one would be, how new is the band and how long have you been around?
How long have we been around? Not long.
Dalimore's been around now since, I would say, October. Me and Nathan had it in our head before we went on holiday back in 2013 that we wanted to start a band together, because I was currently leaving with the previous band I was in at the time. So we knew that we wanted to start a new band, but it was more about getting the right sound, making sure that we got the right songs, feeling comfortable with actually playing music again from the previous band.
Not having to actually force the kind of music that we'd want to do and make it sure it was something that we want to do, but still enjoyable.
Yeah.
I suppose another question I would like to ask is, what kind of style of music does the band play, and what style of music influenced you guys to make a band?
The music that influences probably me and Nathan is bands like Coldplay, The Script. Similar artists would be like, for Nathan definitely would be Ben Howard. Anyone
Ben
like
Howard, John Mayer.
Yeah.
Ben Howard, a great talent.
Yeah.
I think Ben Howard's quite good.
I've got tickets for him.
Have you?
Oh, did you get them? I don't know where you got them.
That's excellent. How much were they?
I got them for £20 because my friend who I'm going with is disabled, so she gets 2 for 1.
Where
Keep
is
it
it?
off the camera.
Is it at the? No, is it at the
It's at
academy
the arena.
or the arena?
So I'm like the first row.
Friends with benefits.
Yeah,
Yeah, and what was the other question? So what influences when? What was the first one?
What kind of style of music would you describe your band?
Do you know what? Right, I don't think we have got a style, and I'll probably say soft rock, with pop influences, soul influences, and probably like a tiny little bit of like
Melodramatics.
Yeah, but what I will say is, if for a style, I would say we're genuine. Like the way we write music, it's about experiences and stuff. We don't write songs to police people. Kind of no, we don't.
We do, but we
write it.
We write it to please ourselves more than we do other people.
Yeah, like we allow the listener. This is like a really. We allow the listener to come into our world in our songs, basically. So
That was really intelligent. That.
Yeah, that wasn't really worth it. No. That was me thinking I wasn't.
It makes sense, so I can understand where you're coming from. In the band, between the two of you, who writes the songs? Or is it a mixture of the both?
Basically, what we do, right, is we write songs. We don't write songs together. We usually, Nathan will go home, or I'll go home, and we'll write a song. So I'm Ready, or any other song I would write, and then I would send it to Nathan, and then in rehearsal, then we'll blend things together.
Come up with the different parts and that.
Yeah.
Like we'll come in with our own ideas, but we'll put each other's ideas into our original, and then so it's like
So it's not just one person does everything. We do it together. Like with lyrics wise, sometimes like Nathan will write a few verses, I'll write a few verses. It's usually like even.
It's like a Webber and Rice sort of mix.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, like that could be some songs where it's like one word does the music, the other does the lyrics.
Yeah.
Which tends to be the case, really.
Yeah.
We do a lot of lyrics.
Yeah.
So
he's like switch roles.
Basically. Yeah, we do. Do you know? Yeah, it's hard because we do a lot of like a lot of writing together. Like if I do all the lyrics to one song, then Nathan will Nathan's got total control of the guitar, so he'll do different guitar lines, drums, whatever he's playing, and then obviously I focus on more the chord. And it's more. I would say I do like the structure, and then you do all like the nice toppings on top to make the song
fluffy bits.
to make the song actually listenable.
That's great. Another question I'd like to ask is, would you be expanding your members in the future, or are you happy being just the two of yous at the moment? Is that something you'll be looking into in the future?
I think because with we being in other bands before with other people, and like we'll know between the two that both of us were liable for what we want to do.
Yeah.
Other people can come in, they can drop out, and they can be right fast on. So I think what we're thinking is to predominantly keep it the two.
Yeah.
And then like we will be Dalimore, and then if we need extra players, we'll get session players.
Yeah, that would be the plan, especially for like bigger gigs. With Nathan's multi-talented on instruments, he plays the guitar and drums. So if there was ever a time where we needed a drum player, then Nathan would just take the role of the drums, and then we'd hire like a session bassist and maybe a session guitarist just to. A bit like the script. The script have 3 members, but then they have like 6 other members. Well, there's like 6 of them, and like someone will play like keys when dancing, and then there's always a bassist. There's not all like it's not just the 3 of them. So we'd be more or less the same by keeping just me and Nathan as the forefront, and then other people to stand behind the curtains. See?
Yes, behind there. No.
We'll put the talented people behind the curtains, and me and Nathan will be the face.
Jeez.
A couple of questions about the future. In the next 5 to 10 years, where do you see yourselves, and what is the goal that you have set for the band?
Well, I'm probably going to be on the door.
I'll probably be on the street.
Yeah.
In the same pants as I'm I'm not going anywhere.
Do you know, we haven't really thought much about the future because we take day by day. But for me, I don't know what Nathan's target is, but in 10 years' time, I would just like, I'm not really bothered about how big we get on, how well we do, just to be happy with what I've done and happy with what I'm doing. That's all I want. I'm not bothered about money as much. I just want to be like enjoying what I'm doing. Basically, in past experiences, I've done other things where I haven't enjoyed, and I want to be doing something that I enjoy. And at the moment, well, Dalimore is something that I think we'll both always enjoy, and we'll keep that. As long as the enjoyment there, and we enjoy obviously working together, then that's my aim in 10 years' time, basically.
What is the best gig that you've ever attended, and why? I'd like both members to answer this.
I'd say when I went to see A Day to Remember.
That's an interesting choice. Interesting band, that.
I don't know, like, they were just mint. When you go and see people, you're not because I didn't really like them at the time. Like, someone got us the tickets for my birthday, and I was like, oh, I don't even like them. I went to see them, and they were just like, I was like.
So the date of the members watching this, you've got a couple of fans here. So.
The best gig I've ever attended, it was probably, I would say Coldplay back in 2006, but that would be the obvious choice. I would actually say Pendulum in 2011. It was absolutely amazing. It was one of their final gigs, and it was at Newcastle, just before they went to Download, and it was just brilliant. It was really good live band, good lights, good sound, and different to the sort of music I would usually listen to, so I really enjoyed it. It was a shock of how good they actually were.
Do you think it's more of a buzz performing in front of like lots of people at a gig, or perfecting your craft and your songs in a studio? Which one is more of a buzz for you as a band?
That's a really good question. I'll let you answer your question. I'll let you answer first.
Personally, I like the live performance. It's when you've got a song that you've written yourself with like specific lyrics, and then big crowds sing them back, and it's like they are my words, and it's like,
yeah. Do you know, I actually think, I agree, I'm switched between the two, right? For me, because I do a lot of writing in my room, and a lot of writing when in Blackpool and wherever I am, I never, I can always imagine what the finished product's going to sound like, but it never ever ends that way. So for me, being in the studio and hearing my song back, knowing that actually it's how it turned out, how I wanted it to sound, it buzzes me. That makes me feel good. But yeah, I really agree with Nathan as well, because I do like live performance as well. Both really good.
But you would prefer it in studio?
I prefer it when it's perfected in the studio. If it's perfected in the studio and we can play it, then it's going to sound good live. Well, hopefully.
yeah, that completely makes sense. So this is another question that's got a similar kind of structure to it. Which is more important to you, both of yous, singing with emotion in the verses of a song, or having a chorus that's catchy? Which is more important?
See, do you know that's a good question? I think both of them need to be well in Dalimore, especially some artists who are out there probably would say a catchy chorus and the verses can be thingy. But in Dalimore, because we're writing about personal experiences between ourselves and writing about our personal lives, every lyric needs to be emotional.
Spot on.
Even if the chorus is catchy, the lyrics need to be emotional as well, because that is what we're about. We do have upbeat songs where the lyrics aren't emotional, but still have kind of got some relation to what we've done before.
It's got to be something that people can get attached to themselves through their own personal
Yes.
experiences. It's like, it's not just write a song for the sake of it, Howie. Let's get a boom, boom, boom. It's
Yeah.
it's like writing a song for other people,
Yeah.
not ourselves.
That's the case. Yeah, writing a song. Yeah, it's hard to not jump in the bandwagon of saying we write songs for ourselves. We write songs for ourselves, but for other people. If that makes sense.
Who are your major influences that inspire yous?
For me, it's Chris Martin from Coldplay, which is just the obvious one. I don't really. Do you know what though? I like a few different artists. I tell you who really, to be honest, who really got me into music, which is quite an embarrassment to be honest when I think about. But the band Blue.
Really?
Back in when I
them.
was oh god, when I was about 8 or 9, my mum used to take us around to all their gigs, and we went to Hull, we went bloody all over the country to be honest, seeing them. And from there I started singing blues songs, and then started singing, then I sang up in school, and then it just took off from there for me.
Main person would have to be John Mayer. Definitely. Like, I don't know, like he's just such a good writer, and like he can play as well. Like singing, mint, not the best, but it's the fact it didn't really let stop him, sort of thing. And yeah, I don't know, like
So John Mayer, if you're watching this, he says that you're not a very good singer.
No, it's just like he's just a phenomenal writer, and it's like how he can play what he can play while singing what he's singing, and the fact that he wrote both, and he doesn't write with help. Yeah.
Good answer.
So Chris
I've got a few more questions before we wrap up. One of the main ones that I really wanted to ask is the feeling you get when you play. How do you feel?
I think if I've came up with something that's really good, probably accomplishment, and then once I've got it to where I need it to be, it's like, it's just, I don't know, it's like I'm in a quaint trance sort of thing, and I'm just sitting playing it, I'm like, oh, it's so good. And it's just like, I don't know, there's a word, I don't know, relieved.
Euphoric.
Good. Yeah, euphoric. Good word. Yeah.
For me, just starting to write a song and then knowing that, oh, this song sounds really good, and then recording it and then sending it to Nathan. Because I only send Nathan a song when I think it's actually good enough to send. And just when I feel like, oh wow, you know this song actually seems alright. That's when I feel the best.
I suppose the question on at least on my lips is, when will the band be releasing their next single? Because that's what I really want to know.
Next single release.
Well, really, it's not the next single; it's our debut single.
Debut single.
Mm.
Yeah. What that? Early 2015. I'd say.
Very early 2015.
Yeah.
Maybe on this side of the year.
Well,
maybe next.
Maybe. We're in the process of recording at the minute. In the process of writing and recording. So it's when we feel, when we get it all done, collected together, right, and when we feel it's the right time to release it. So
yeah, the best thing to do which will probably lead on to the next question, is to keep an eye on the Facebook page, because that's where we keep all our hidden mysteries and hidden things, and it'll just be there one day. Just type in Dalimore on Facebook, or you can check our YouTube channel, which is connected to our Facebook, or our Twitter,
Or Instagram.
Yeah,
we've got Instagram, yeah.
Instagram. And do you know what? We'll all look after it ourselves as well. There's no one else looking after it. So if you want to message her, if you want gigs or anything, or anyone wants
like that,
anything, just let me know, and we're open to anything.
Yeah, you'll always get a response.
Just to thank you from both of us, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And please keep a check on my YouTube, Facebook again, because more will be coming up.
Listen, comment, share.
Yeah.